Rein geht es in die zweite Partie. 25 Jahre ist er alt. Er hat sich jetzt zum allerersten Mal für die European Tour qualifizieren können. Für das Hauptfeld steht aktuell auf Weltranglistenplatz Nummer 130. Aus Südafrika, The Rooster, Warwick Scheffer.
Here we go.
Warren Scheffer nimmt es mit dem Weltranglisten 13. auf, einem sehr erfolgreichen Pro-Tour-Spieler. Hat schon 8 Pro-Tour-Turniere in seiner Laufbahn gewinnen können. Er stand auch in einem European Tour-Finale. Aus Stoke-on-Trent, herzlich willkommen, Ian Diamond White.
The second match of the second round here at the German Darts Open sees the number 8 seed Ian Diamond White up against the South African Warwick Scheffer, who's from South Africa but is plying his trade on the Challenge Tour, having attended Q School the last couple of years. Didn't make his earn his tour card, but he's been taking part in the Challenge Tour and Players Championship events, and came through yesterday against Marco Cantelli of Finland. Delighted to say Dan Dawson joins us for the first time this afternoon in the commentary box. Afternoon, Dan.
Afternoon. Decided not to announce my entrance with a dab, followed by the single gilding thumbs up. Unlike the Diamond Ian White, the ridiculous to the sublime 46-year-old man from Stoke, thinking he's Paul Pogba, but he's got a gimmick, he's sticking with it. Enjoys it. But Warwick Scheffer, seen little glimpses of him over the last few weeks in his fledgling PDC career. Seen some good things from Warwick Scheffer. Looks like he can play a bit, but against Ian White, you tend to know what you're going to be up against. Very consistent player. Every time Ian White takes the stage, you're expecting him to average something like 94, 95, maybe 96. Hit 40% of his doubles, and that is a benchmark.
Ladies and gentlemen, first leg, Ian to throw first. Game on!
Now, do not get me wrong, we could see the number 8 seed Ian the Diamond White go and put in a stunning display and average 105. Did that in his opening game in the European Tour not that long ago. But his general sort of game is around about that mid to high 90s average. And it's a good test, this, for Warwick Scheffer to see whether he can stand up to the Diamond, who has established himself in the top 16 in the world and has 8 PDC titles to his name. They don't give these things away, let me tell you.
Very solid, very consistent, with a lovely throwing action as well. And Ian White was there at the start of the European Tour, played in the first event back in 2012 in Vienna. And then later that year hit a 9-darter in the German Masters.
140.
140!
There we go. Just keeping us in suspense there, Ross Bray.
Yes, he's trying out his glasses this afternoon, he said. Just double checking before calling the 140.
93.
Good start to the day from former Lakeside champion Stephen Bunting, averaging 95. Nice to see the Bullet back in a bit of form. Could it be a big weekend for the St Helens man?
Yeah, played very well. Played very well there.
83.
Winner of this one faces either the King, Mervyn King, or Kim Hybrex. Both winners on the European Tour. Kim in that elite group of players who've won more than one event.
Ian, you require 145.
Yes, that's one of the standout matches of this afternoon's session. That's the game on stage here. Hybrex against King. But can Ian White get the first leg with a big outshot, wanting double shot?
105. Warwick require 117.
Gave himself an opportunity there for the 145 checkout. Warwick Scheffer only needs 1 treble. It'll be treble 19 to get a dart at double top, and that's exactly what he's got. Can he hit where Ian White missed? Yes, he can. 15-darter break of throw.
Second leg, Warwick to throw first. Game on.
Perhaps the most impressive thing about that was winning 5 legs on the spin to take it 6-3.
Yes, he turned things around there in that match against Cantelli.
Denied a tour card on the final day of Q School. Warwick Scheffer, he ran into Martin Schindler, the wall, whom we saw yesterday, of course, but not for very long, because the asset Paul Nicholson saw him off.
140.
And we will see Nicholson back in action today. He's on the way this evening against Benito van der Pas, third game on. Benito seeded number 4 for this weekend as Ian White
100
misses out the first maximum.
Yes, looking forward to that one. I know Paul Nicholson's looking forward to that one as well, taking on Benito this evening.
He fired up for it last night, didn't he? Some history
65.
There.
Can he fill it up? Yes, he can. His first 180 of the match for Diamond White.
A little bit rattled, Warwick Scheffer. Just the 30, not even down to a finish.
142.
Well, he had to go at the 145 and missed double top for it. Bullseye now. And single 17 will leave him tops when he comes back.
100.
To break straight back the number 8 seed. Will Ian White make 5 quarterfinals and a semi-final on the tour this year, including a quarterfinal in the first European Tour. He ended up losing Michael van Gerwen.
40. Game shot in the second leg.
And that's a 13-dart response from Ian White.
Game on.
Breaking straight back. Yeah, seeded 8, of course, and that means that you're in the same quarter of the draw as the number 1 seed. So if Ian White was to come through this and then see off either Mervyn King or Kim Huybrechts, it could well be Michael van Gerwen who awaits. That's just one of the unfortunate things about being seeded number 8, or even worse, 16.
Very early days, of course, in this match, but Ian White already averaging 103.
Mentioned Ian White's consistency,
93.
that solid sort of performance level that he is able to produce game after game after game. That's what's got him into the world's top 16. He was in the top 10, of course, and people were talking about him as a potential Premier League pick. You know, he's won a number of floor titles. Last year he won 3 floor titles. It's always been the stage where he's failed to take that next step. 7 times a major quarter finalist. And even in these European Tour events, which are sort of, they're almost like a bridging stage between those floor events away from the cameras and the crowds, although we do actually have them streamed live now online.
40.
And then the big TV event. Even there, he's not quite been able to produce the same sort of results. He has made a Euro Tour final. That was back in 2012. That was that tournament where he hit the 9 darts he mentioned earlier.
You only require 140.
And he's had runs to quarterfinals and semis, but unable to get over the line. I just wonder whether it is going to click for him at some point. And if he does win one, could it open the door to him finally getting past that last 8 stage in a big TV tournament?
Yes, there are a number of players you could say the same about. Great floor players, but who over the years haven't been able to transfer it to the big TV events. 44. But 44. Go 2-1
Game
up.
Sean, the third leg.
No messing
from leg Warwick to throw first.
The man from Stoke-on-Trent.
100.
Latest big quarter-final he made, of course, was the UK Open. Did that this year, and he should really have progressed to the semi-finals. Took on Gerwyn Price, and quite incredibly was beaten in a deciding leg. Price taking out 160
139.
after White had just bust his score.
That's right, wanting 20, isn't he? And bust.
Yeah, hit double 15 just next door. I mean, you don't
51.
get much closer to your first big TV semi-final, but he has put himself in positions before. He had a mighty lead against MVG at the World Match Play a few years back and ended up being reeled in by the world number one.
93.
Not as if he's been getting to quarterfinals and then getting absolutely hammered every single time. He's put himself in a position to win games, just almost feel as a mental block for him. I'll keep plugging away. Well, another man from Stoke, Andy Hamilton, of course, who was a regular, was a good couple of years, so he's making the quarterfinals of all the big TV events, but he still managed to go on and obviously made a world final. As White fills it up again, it's a second 180.
180.
Potential 11 darter coming in for the Diamond Ian White.
60.
Well, we said you expect him to average in the mid-90s, but if he puts in a solid, well, a good display, he can average over the 100, and that's exactly what he's doing right now. Well, 81. Ian White is getting better as this game goes on. He has broken throw twice.
Fifth leg, Ian to throw first.
A 13 darter, that's a 12 darter. And Warwick Scheffer, having taken a lead with a solid 15 dart leg in the opening leg, well, he's really coming under pressure from the number 8 seed now, and he's going to have to up his game, because an 82 average is not going to be enough against Ian White kind of move.
99.
You mentioned Andy Hamilton, Dan. A bad day at the office yesterday for Andy. Whitewashed 6-0 by Dimitri van den Berg.
180.
Well, he said he needs to up his level. That's a decent way to go about it, firing in his first maximum, Warwick Scheffer. But yeah, Andy Hamilton, it's not been a good weekend for the Hammer. There have been some encouraging results for him. You see his results on the Pro Tour. He's had a few big wins, 6-0s and 6-2s. Obviously qualifying for this event, which is an achievement in itself to get back on the European Tour, Andy Hamilton.
The man who beat him, Dimitri van den Berg, taking on the number 7 seed Alan Norris later on this afternoon.
92.
Yeah, Alan Norris, winner of the German Darts Championship, the final Euro Tour event of last year. By a quirk of the scheduling, it was also the first one that we held this year. So technically, Alan Norris didn't hold that title for very long.
And you require 170.
Well, Scheffer's got to a finish as well. But Ian White might be about to take out the biggest one of the lot. Oh, needed another treble 20. Hey, look at the bullseye anyway here.
91.
Well, he was.
Or you require 161.
Warwick Scheffer for a 161. Well, that's not going to happen, and Ian White could be about to go 4-1 up here.
89.
Yes, we saw Robbie Green take out a 160 checkout yesterday. That's the highest checkout of the weekend so far, I do believe.
I'm curious that we've not seen any massive ones, but I anticipate we will see some 161 plus checkouts as Ian White looks at double 11. And that is a very neat and efficient 2-dart checkout from the Diamond Ian White.
Game on.
The last 4 legs, he's won them all in 13, 17, 12 and 14 darts. Now, that is very, very impressive.
140.
Yep, a very solid start to the weekend's work for Ian White, as he looked to fill up the treble 20 bed again. Has to settle for a ton 40, but the second round match is all concluded today, and then tomorrow the third round in the afternoon, followed by the quarterfinals, the semi-final and the final. It's a great day of darts, that Sunday on the European Tour.
Well, there is no let-up from Ian White here.
121.
Back-to-back ton 40s for Scheffer. Ian White still not very far behind. Warwick Scheffer. Won't see him in the World Cup for South Africa, of course. That'll be Devon Peterson, team captain, and Dion Oliver. Dion Oliver won basically a knockout tournament in South Africa that Devon held for the right to be his World Cup of Darts partner. It was held in between a Players' Championship weekend and a Challenge Tour weekend, both of which Warwick played on. So I don't think he was back in South Africa to be able to take part, even if he wanted to. So he couldn't take part, or didn't take part.
89.
So he's denied a chance to represent South Africa at the World Cup. Played Devon Peterson, qualified for this just a few days after the tournament. Absolutely smashed him up, 6-1.
Yeah, that's the way these things go. And fair play to the likes of Warwick Scheffer for giving it a go on the tour.
32.
Decent stuff from Warwick Scheffer there. A 14-dart reply just stops the rot.
7-leg in to throw first. Game on.
And you don't know how good you could be until you go and test yourself. And, you know, we're still finding out about Warwick Scheffer. We've seen little suggestions that he could be a threat, that he could play some good darts. He's
87.
being out-muscled here by one of the top seeds in this tournament. But it's not quite over just yet. Remember, we saw Ian White
58.
losing the second round, this stage of the tournament, last weekend to Jeffrey de Graaf. Unable to get over the line, Ian White, in that game. Jeffrey de Graaf came back at him. It was a strange old weekend for Jeffrey. Two very, very strong comebacks from losing positions, and then managed to blow a load of match darts in the game that he did lose to Yellow Classic.
131.
Good swishing around the board there from Scheffer. It's White who will be down to a finish first.
140.
Another good solid ton 40. Fifth of the match for Ian White so far.
92. You only require 134.
Well, he's got a couple of visits to see this off. They're just going the established route, treble 20, treble 14 for double 16. Nearly took out a 145 to start the match. Not very far away from a 134 to go 5-2 up, but he'll have 3 more darts at it. Warwick Scheffer, a maximum to leave tops would be perfect for him, wouldn't it? That applies the pressure. Warwick Scheffer, a second maximum now. That has made this shot harder for Ian White. And it does not matter. The diamond takes it out. He's one leg away. And that is what Rod Harrington would call a wasted 180.
Exactly. The crowd still ringing in Ian White's ears. Goes up to the oche. Bang.
58.
First start. Double 16. Thank you very much. And one leg away from a place in round 3.
And averaging almost 106 right now, Ian White. This is a very, very impressive display, hitting 2/3 of his darts at doubles. And, you know, had he taken out that double top in the opening leg for the 145, had he taken out that double 16 for the big finish 96. There, I mean, the stats would be even more impressive for Ian White. Warwick's averaging 92. I mean, it's, you know, it's solid stuff, but it's like we said at the start of the game. Warwick Scheffer, if he's going to make an impression in PDC darts, and it is early days for him, not his tour card, so he'll have to work on playing Challenge Tour and making up numbers in various events, try and qualify for as many of these as possible. And he's got something about him, because that is a third 180. But as we said at the start, you kind of know what you're going to get with Ian White. It'll be mid to high 90s. If he plays very well, he could be a ton plus. And that's exactly what's happened. And Warwick Scheffer has not quite been at the required level to test the world number 14.
No, but he's certainly given it a go here on the big stage in Saarbrücken. We'll come back to reduce the arrears on the scoreline. If he can take out 70.
41.
Well, even a last start trouble for Ian White would have applied the pressure, left him a Shanghai finish, but Warwick Scheffer's going to look at double 8.
Game
And
shot
gets
in the
it. It's
8th
another
leg.
2-dart checkout for Warwick Scheffer.
9th leg in to throw first. Game on.
Finishing has been very good from Warwick. Just he's not been able to live with Ian White in the scoring stakes in a lot of these games. So he has hit 3 180s. It's just been a little bit more consistency from Ian White. He's usually hitting a ton minimum when he comes to the board and scores. He's got 81 there, just to completely denigrate that statement.
Yeah, good checkout stats from both players. Pretty much 3 out of 4 from Warwick and 5 out of 7 from Ian. Both are very happy with that.
Only missing 3 darts at double between them, not bad at all. And it can be difficult for the seeded players, obviously playing their first game of the weekend. They're going up against guys who've all been on that stage once before. And they can be caught cold, and there's added pressure this year with the change of the rules. So the seeded players, although they will get the money if they're knocked out in the second round, it doesn't go on their ranking.
No.
So there's a little bit more pressure. And you can argue till the cows come home about whether it's the right way to go about things. Personally,
100.
I think if you've earned your place in the top 16 in the seedings, then ranking money taken off you just because you've been beaten. But them's the rules, get used to it.
Not a lot between them in this 9th leg of the match in terms of the scoring, but White will be
81.
Well, he would have been looking for a bit more than that, but he'll come back for 105 for the match. But Warwick Scheffer will look to put some pressure on it and does so.
He'll require 105.
Well, he's averaging around about the 103, 104 mark at the minute. That's all you got to do. Just hit your average score in, finish on a double, dead easy. Threatened to take out big finishes so far in this game. Look at the 18s now. Gets it. Match dart, double 16. And there it is. Ian White threatened a big finish. He finally pulls one out in the very last leg. 105 seals the deal for the Diamond. He's a 6-3 winner. And Ian White goes through to face a former winner on the European Tour. We don't know who that's going to be yet. It's going to be either Mervyn King or Kim Huybrechts, the number 9 seed. Those two are in action later on this afternoon, but we'll turn our attention to James Richardson, Ruthless, the bricklayer from Northamptonshire, taken to the stage against Gerwyn Price, the UK Open finalist, the man who produced that magical checkout in the quarterfinals of that tournament to beat Ian White just there. But if the Diamond plays like that all weekend, he's got a chance.
Double percentage over 60. Very good statistics.
Yeah, better than last week. Going out first round, but yeah, I just needed to concentrate a bit more, you know, and get that first dart right. And everything went for me. He was using a new set of darts today, so it went well.
What is actually Ian White doing at home when he's not playing darts, when he's not working? What are you doing then?
Practice, practice and practice.
No, why not playing darts?
I like fishing. We go fishing. You know, it's nice to get away and relax, so, you know, we enjoy going fishing.
Okay, see you tomorrow again, Ian. Thank you very much. Ian White. Er sagt, das war viel.